the interesting thing about Jan's is that comic book debate was actually pretty much created in this table.
That's true. I mean, most of the debates we had here just branched down to what we do in our podcast.
And then, a lot of looking at the logo designs, looking at what the site was going to be, Samir approaching me with the podcast, it all happened on this table, right? Yeah, so this is like the birthplace of comic book debate in a sense. So it's only fitting that our first live podcast is here as well, And, this week has been a big week for us, right?
It has.
Hospital toy drive, that was a big thing. That was one of the visions that we had for comic debate was charity work.
Exactly. I think I always say this, but like the point of comic debate, what makes it special, is that we're so involved in social work and we use our platforms and it's bigger than just the movies and it's just bigger than the characters. We want to help other people and inspire other people using our voice and it's multifaceted,
Yeah,
So,
I mean, if you're given we've been given this platform to do things, it's like why shouldn't we do good things? Why shouldn't we spread good? I mean, we've been given this opportunity and this is obviously like a big cornerstone of common debate, giving back.
That's what it's about for us as Muslims as well. I think I tweeted this before that. I mean, one of the things like at our core is our faith, even though like comic books and stuff. Sometimes you don't see this side of Muslims. Enjoy movies. We often think of Muslims very serious.
Yeah.
But one of the cornerstones, or one of the things at our heart is like our faith and trying to spread positivity and good. So that's always been a part.
That's true.
Of who we are.
Yeah. And again, I think we mentioned this point, but it's like the fact that the fact is that in this industry, in the film industry, in the comic industry, in the press industry, there aren't many Muslim people of color in this business. We go to me and Zan when we go to any kind of press screening, and just overwhelmingly just see just white male critics. And nothing's wrong with that, but the fact that a different voice can be interjected in this and a different viewpoint and a different mindset. I mean, that's important because these films are made for everyone, so why can't everyone cover it? So.
I feel like we're taking a good step towards that.
Yeah. So while we're waiting for us, put some of this. Let's catch up in. Let's dig in a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
Let's get some of this in right there. Yeah. Yo. All right. Let's get in. Let's get in these onions. Look. Here, grab one.
All right. So. What are you thinking?
So I'm thinking today we're going to talk about top 10 comic movies of all time. Simple topic, just basic. Everyone their thing, but before we do that,
after Endgame, I'm pretty sure all of our lists have adjusted a little bit.
Oh, let's just Endgame. So let's do all of our top 10s, right? But let's run it back from 10 to 1. So number 10, all our lists. Who wants to give their number 10 first?
I'll start. My number 10 is a classic, one of the greatest origin films in superhero history. That's Spider-Man 1, Sam Raimi film.
Spider-Man 1, huh? It's not a bad film. I think
it's so classically structured.
How old was Samir when Spider-Man 1 came out?
Was he born?
2000.
He wasn't born?
2000?
Yeah.
I wasn't born.
Alright.
It's also my top 10. It's also my 10th.
Loki? Alright, so Samir, what's your top 10th film? What was it? Spider-Man?
It's awesome.
So when did you see Spider-Man? When did you see that movie?
I don't know, when I was like 7.
When
Spider-Man 3 came out.
Is he still your favorite Spider-Man though? Or did Holland overtake him?
I don't know. Haven't thought about it.
Think about it right now. What's your favorite? Out of the 3 live-action Spider-Man, who's that guy? Is the one? Is it Toby? Is it Holland?
It's Garfield, dude.
Garfield. Alright, this guy's.
That's true.
He's breaking the mold.
Yeah.
For me, it's Garfield too. I think he's the best Spider-Man.
Okay.
Honestly, he is.
How about you, bro?
My 10th is The Dark Knight Rises. That's my 10th. I'm wondering if you guys have the Dark Knight trilogy, like all 3 movies in the top 10 somewhere. For me, the reason why that trilogy is amazing is because all of the movies made the top 10 cut. Like the movies were that good.
Yeah,
Christopher Nolan's vision was that good.
The whole trilogy is amazing. Unfortunately, all 3 are not in my top 10. But my 10th, I'll start with an MCU film. It's Infinity War. Infinity War is my number 10. So I think it did a great job. I think it was dark. It was the action was crazy. The ending left people floored. I think it had everything you wanted from a comic film when it came out, and it still holds up well a year later.
So every film you name after this has to be better than Infinity War.
Every film I name after is better than Infinity War.
That's a very high bar.
Yeah, well, that's half the fun, right? So let's do it. Let's go into our
Ninth film.
number 9s. What's your number 9?
I know this one's gonna piss some people on the table off, but number 9, Man of Steel.
No,
Wow.
Yes.
that's too. That's
Wow.
too. That's too.
That's
Too low.
I'm sorry. That's my opinion on the film.
I think we all have it a little higher than that, but why so low? Is there like just other movies are better?
Yeah, the movie's better. I mean, like my issue is mainly actually with some of the dialogue or lack of dialogue from Superman himself. I feel like he could have just said more. You know, he could have heard his voice a little more. I think it's a great film. That's why it's obviously in the top 10. But it wasn't. I feel like it wasn't whole. You know, because of that, and that's why it's kind of that low.
I disagree, but you know it's gonna be a little higher on my list, obviously. But,
I mean, I have that too.
yeah, but it's higher on the list. Though.
It's higher on the list.
All right, Samir, what's your number 9?
Into the Spider-Verse.
Into Spider-Verse, huh?
That's right.
What's so good? Why do you like that so much? Why so low? I think personally, I think Spider-Verse is gonna show up on my list too, but
Spider-Verse,
Yeah, it's gonna show up.
I
Not
got
on
other
my list.
movies that are higher, so
what
I gotta put it in the top 10.
yeah, it is a top 10 movie though. I think it did his job. I think when it came out, no one expected it. I think it really surprised audiences.
Unique.
It was unique, yeah. Just the animation style, yeah. Nothing's quite like it.
But it's not on my list. Spider-Verse actually not on my list.
All right, what's your number?
Spoiler alert.
What's your number?
What's my number? Let me check it.
All right, check it out.
Logan.
Logan, huh?
Logan is my.
Why so low again? I think I have mine. Logan's my higher than mine.
So here's the thing. I feel like it's similar to his Man of Steel pick, where it seems low, but we're talking about the greatest like.
All 10 are good.
Yeah, so all 10 are amazing. It's just some are a little. There's levels to it. You know what I mean? Like some are just that extra push.
That's not bad. That's not bad.
And
not
X-Men
bad.
to me wasn't like you guys know. Like X-Men to me wasn't
That's
something
true.
I
I
grew
mean,
up with or anything. Something I catched up on.
I should thought it'd be higher on your list. I'm surprised it actually this low.
Yeah.
It threw me off a little
My
bit.
number 9 is Captain America: Winter Soldier. All right.
That's too low.
Wow.
Too low for Winter Soldier.
That's way-
It's not even on this list probably.
We'll find out. won't we?
But Winter Soldier, I think it's better than Infinity War only because it's more complete. I think it's like there's better writing
Like
top to
technically
bottom. Technically better. I think it's directed better. I think it's written better. So I think it hits all the little notes. It doesn't have the grand moments, like comic moments, like Infinity War. No, but I think the reason it's better is because it just kind of has the whole picture. And I think it's one of the best MCU films. We'll see how many more MCU films are above it, but right now that's what I have at number 9. We're moving to number 8. Getting the hood on, man. You're putting.
Yeah, it's gonna get dark now.
It's getting
Getting a little darker now.
you look at a Death Eater, boy.
Shout out to Lucy's.
Number 8. All right, this one was tough.
Pause. If Harry Potter was a comic book thing, all 7 would probably make it.
Alright,
Except maybe
so-
1 or 2.
It's a little high,
I have to
man.
shout out Harry Potter.
I bet.
I got 8.
All right, 6, 7, 8. I was like going back and forth with a lot, but I think this is what I've decided. Number 8 will be Spider-Verse.
Spider-Verse 8, huh?
Yeah. It used to be higher, but you know, after thinking about it a little bit and reflecting on some of the other movies of recently and in context some movies of the past, I think 8 is a good spot for it. I mean, it hit on every single note, but
I mean,
yeah, it's like the feeling I get now thinking about it is different. I think 8 is the right spot for it.
all right.
Live action is bigger now.
Yeah. You're saying Spider-Verse is better than Spider-Man 1, and it's better than what was your number 9?
Man of Steel.
Man of Steel. So you're saying Spider-Verse is better than Man of Steel?
Got it.
I'm not giving you
Oh,
a pass.
it's not yours.
Give you a pass on
All
that. Honestly, I'm not.
right. So what's your number 8, Smith?
Logan.
Logan. So just one spot above Boomer. Why is it like they're on the list? You have any specific reasons?
No.
No, just that there's 6 films better.
Yeah.
We're on 7 or we're on 8?
We're on 8.
We're
So there's 7 films better.
7 films better.
All right. So what about you? Where are you sitting at for number 8?
It begins.
That made
Sorry,
me
no,
hit.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man 1.
Spider-Man 1,
Spider-Man 2.
2.
Spider-Man 2.
That's a big
All right.
surprise.
Sorry,
Alright.
no. What am I doing?
I have
Spider-Man 3. Spider-Man 3.
3.
This is the one I thought you
Three.
guys would. Let me tell you why.
I agree.
Dude,
Let me tell you why.
You feeling good? You feeling
Dude,
alright?
he said 3 is better than
This man,
I like
named
Logan.
every
I like-
movie in the trilogy.
better than Logan.
Better Logan.
Yes.
This
I
man
like
named
it.
every
I-
movie in the trilogy. It's like Spider-Man. That's Spider-Man 2. That's
Spider-Man 3.
No, Spider-Man 3. I don't know. I think it was before we started
Yeah.
comic book debate. It was like before we looked at things very like even when we watched Endgame the first time. We watched it sometimes as critics not as
You
fans.
watched it, like,
That's true.
Like from a fan perspective, to me that movie is very good. I
That's some great moments. Yeah.
Even like Harry Osborn's death at the end, the way he like
So you're saying Spider-Man
came
3
full
means more to you than Into
Yeah.
Spider-Verse?
yeah, it does. Is it- I
But,
think it's
and,
he
more
will-
than, and more than Logan.
yeah.
So the personal attachment is playing a big factor.
Yeah. So it's a very like subject. I mean, it's all subjective, anyways. But like for me, I think he is definitive Peter Parker. Tobey Maguire, I think, is like definitive Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I agree.
And I think Andrew Garfield was just a better actor. Like I think he played the part for what they were going for much better. But for me, this guy is Spider-Man. Much like for Superman fans, Christopher Reeves is
Yeah.
always gonna be Superman. It's like that type of feeling for me.
Can
I'm
I
gonna
get,
sneeze.
can I get the onion ring down?
Do we need some more ketchup on
We'll
this?
edit that out. Edit that out. All right. Good. You good?
You think number 8?
I didn't yet. So, my number 8.
Wait, say it again.
All right. So for me, my number 8 is gonna be Superman the movie, 1978.
All right.
Classic.
Okay.
Old
That's
school.
classic.
I'll tell you why. Two reasons I put this
Why?
on. Yeah. I'll tell you why. I didn't go up this movie.
Tell us why.
I didn't go up this movie, but I'll tell you why it was good. The first act of that movie is freaking amazing. Like it ages really well. I think people who haven't seen it, especially for DCEU shows, I would say that they would actually enjoy it because I see there's more parallels between Donner and Snyder than people give credit for.
They really are, yeah.
I mean, if you watch the first act of Superman 1 and the first act of Man of Steel, there's a lot of parallels. And without Superman 1, there would be no any superhero movies. It was the first one. The first superhero movie kind of started it all. Every movie that came after it was a byproduct. Kevin Feige says he forces every single director before he starts shooting to watch Superman 1. It's a force. You have to watch it once, then make your movie. So it's actually still always based on that, those principles. And that kind of impact, I think, really pushes it. So I put that on number 8. Let's go to number 7.
That's what I'm saying.
We gotta get to these onion rings.
6, 7, 8 was tough. So I mean, as higher it goes, the tougher it gets. Number 7, Endgame.
Endgame, huh?
Endgame, yeah. Obviously the most newest addition to the list. And I was really thinking about its slot in the top 10 and just the impact and what it achieved. I mean, that alone makes it deserve the spot in the top 10. And weighing against everything else and how I felt with the movie, I think 7 is the right spot for it.
Yeah, that's fair. What's your 7,
Are
Samir?
you ready?
Yeah, cool.
I got Batman and Superman 7.
Oh nah.
Nah, I'm not. I don't know that one, Chief.
Them just fighting
That's
words.
the one, dude. It's 7.
Dude, I don't know about that one, Chief.
It has not aged well for me.
Wait, so it's better than Spider-Verse. It's
And-
better than what else?
Logan.
And Spider-Man 1.
That's not bad actually. If you think about it, because most people,
Batman v
a
Superman?
lot of people would not even give Batman Superman that,
That's true.
especially Logan.
But Samir said around that it hasn't aged well for him.
Why not?
How come? I mean, when you came out of the film and we were all texting, we all came out around the same time, you were like, it's the greatest thing you ever saw. And what changed?
Did I say that?
Yeah, you did. We got the screenshots of
I don't know
that.
what that one, Chief. You want me to say what?
Yeah, tell us why.
Do you really want to say what?
Yeah.
So give us like a
Be open and
the
honest.
brief version.
It doesn't matter. Just movies, man.
The cultist who ruined the movie.
So you're saying,
Also, the Mark scene wasn't as good as we thought it was.
the way fans treat the movie impacted the way you view it, second viewers. Interesting.
That's interesting.
So interesting. Move to the next one. What's your number?
Also, it wasn't that enjoyable. Kind of fell asleep halfway.
So we're at what? We're at number 7, right?
Number 6 now. I mean, yeah, 7.
Yeah.
The greatest hero. In my opinion. After Iron Man. I was about to trip. Winter Soldier.
Winter Soldier, huh?
is just very good. Very good on a technical level, on a story level, on what the Russo brothers did, and how they kind of flipped. Or not flipped. There's like a different shift. It wasn't like what they did with Thor and Ragnarok.
Yeah.
They completely kind of like changed how he is.
I think they were the best directors to come to the MCU at this point. In terms
They
of,
weave
yeah.
the characters, like they just kind of
Yeah.
made them a little bit more serious.
Exactly. It's
I
not
don't
bad.
think they get enough credit for that either.
Yeah. So all of us hit Winter Soldier yet, or just me and him hit ours?
Nah, just you guys.
All right. So then it's either not gonna show up on any of your list, or it's gonna keep showing up. So then I'll give my 7.
7.
My 7 is Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. I think it's the second best Spider-Man movie ever made. I think technically brilliant. I think visually brilliant, and the animation was like something that's never been seen before. And these days, everyone's doing their best Pixar impression. So when Toy Story 1 came out, every single animation company decided that we want our movies to look like that. So every movies have the same CGI look. Either it's DreamWorks, Shrek, Madagascar, all these franchises. Even if they're not Disney, they follow the Disney model. Spider-Verse broke that and went a completely different direction. No animation movie looks like Spider-Verse, and they had a great story, great acting, great soundtrack. Everything worked out for it. So, number 7, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Go to 6. And when we get to 5, we can take a second to just relax.
That's right. Number 6 is another Marvel film. You may have heard it, small film. Infinity War.
Alright, you got Infinity War, you got Endgame.
I got Infinity War and Endgame back to back, and I really went back and forth with number 6 and number 7. But looking back, I think Infinity War is just, it was more well made, you know? It had amazing moments, not as amazing as some of the moments in Endgame, but as a film overall, I think the second and third act was just something else.
All right. To number 6, what?
Winter Soldier.
Winter Soldier. So you had yours at 7, he has a 6. So you have him
I
higher.
like that.
All right.
I like that.
But you're saying Winter Soldier is better than Batman v Superman.
Yeah.
All right.
That's right.
Nah.
Also, I'm gonna switch my 10.
What's your number 10?
Spider-Man 2.
All right. Spider-Man 2. All right. Fine. Switch within trilogies. All
I mean,
good.
a lot of Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Obviously, he's Spider-Man's
It makes
favorite
sense.
superhero, so
It
it
makes
makes sense. All right. What's your number 6?
Batman Begins.
Batman Begins, huh?
Batman Begins is number 6.
I feel like that's like a personal shot at me as this Logan list, but all right. Well, let the shot come twice because my 6 is also Batman Begins.
Okay, good.
The disrespect is real.
Listen,
I took
the
mine off
Dark
the
Knight
list.
trilogy. Easy to have it on the list, man. Listen, Batman Begins is a really good movie, really good. And it's the second best movie of the Dark Knight trilogy, and one of the best 10 movies of all time. But compared to the top 5, it's not in
just
my
not
top
there,
5.
yeah.
It's not in my top 5.
For me, it's just not there.
all right.
I mean, I guess
You
that's
just
your...
can't make that cut, which is
Alright.
tough. But Batman Begins is probably, I would say personally, I won't put it with the other 5. But on a very technical level, because Christopher Nolan's like we could all admit like he's the greatest director that has ever directed within this world.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So his movies automatically, on a technical level, will be better than a lot
course.
of the other movies.
Yeah.
That's true.
Like, Batman Begins is better than him.
Are you saying he's better than Zack Snyder?
Yes, he's better than Zack Snyder and
Shut up,
Zack
you guys
Watch
say
it.
that.
I actually, Christopher Nolan's.
I think Zack Snyder would say that
He
himself.
has like a complete body of work. He has his 9 films that Christopher Nolan's made. Is it 9? Could be 8 or 9. No, he has never made a bad movie yet. Just been good.
But Zack Snyder's gonna come up. Don't worry about
He
it.
will. He will.
It's either been great or masterpiece.
No, actually, I want to see Zach go off finally and make a movie that's not superhero related to see really how much he flourishes. Look at Nolan. After Dark Knight
gonna
Rises,
kill it.
after Dark Knight Rises, he made
gonna kill
Interstellar.
it.
So
He's gonna
like
kill it.
he,
That's true.
he went up after Dark Knight Rises. So, all right, 5 movies in, 5 movies down. We have 5 more to go. We'll come back with waffles and hit the next 5. All right. We'll see you. We'll take a break. Some desserts, some waffles. And I think waffles like tradition, you know? It's tradition for the 4 of us to have some waffles. It's like the last day when we were talking about life, do it over waffles. You know what I'm saying? So it's fitting that we also do that with our top 5 comic movies of all time.
Yep.
So, number 5. Zion, you want to break the ice? Go with your number 5?
All right, I'll go for it. It's still a film that's already been on some lists, lower surprisingly, but my 5th best film or favorite film is Logan.
Any reasons why it's there?
I mean, it's just such a different film. I mean, one being rated R, it could push the limit of what Logan could do himself, and it was just such like a character study of the character, and you know his and you know his ending, and I think they did a really great job with the execution and everything. Yeah.
All right.
Alright. You ready for my number 5?
Do it.
Black Panther.
Okay.
So Black Panther's ahead of.
I had a BBS and all that, yeah. That's right.
So give me a reason.
Because I love Killmonger, obviously. Like one of my favorite Marvel character, probably. And also, like Umar said about Spider-Man 3, our Black Panther challenge really pushed that for us.
Yeah, I think you're 100% right. I think
That is true.
that event is tied with that movie. So when you think of Black Panther, you think of us talking to those kids, and a lot of those kids told us that was the first trip they ever had in their school history. Some of them have never been to a movie theater in their life. That was the first time they went to a movie theater. So this kind of experience that we were able to give was like it makes it very important. Unfortunately, it's not on my list, but I do appreciate that sentiment.
It's actually not,
And you're recording on that thing?
right? And it's not. I mean, it's not on my list either. Like,
No.
but it's very special. Like that time was a very special time for all of us.
Yeah.
And the movie itself, even like I share that with Samir. That like Killmonger's one of the best films of all time.
Yeah.
His
He is.
story like is very good, and oftentimes you get people. One of the things we actually found with the kids that we spoke to was Killmonger being like very.
Nice.
Yeah, like people
Inspiring.
saw him as a hero even.
Yeah.
Some people saw him as a hero, so we share that. So my 5 is the movie that came out after Black Panther.
All right. So.
Infinity War is my 5th.
All right.
Just because they really, like the Russo brothers did really well balancing all the characters, like the amount of characters they had to go and use,
Yeah.
and balancing like all of them
Yeah.
while you're doing justice to the main guy, which is Thanos.
Yeah.
And then you pull out
Really,
some
Infinity
crazy
War.
stuff.
Really, Infinity War was like Thanos' main movie. He was the main character.
Yeah, it was basically his movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then him snapping people away. I mean, there's so many moments that
Yeah.
you can go to. So for me, that's fine.
All right. So before I give my 5, I actually have an amendment, and that I gave Winter Soldier at number 8. And I'm gonna take that off and like a Samir, just pull it off. Sorry, it's Umar. And I'm gonna switch with Logan. Logan, I didn't realize that actually moved a little bit down my list until I know. But for the reasons Jan said, everyone said Logan is the best X-Men movie easily. Like there's no X-Men movie that's close to Logan in terms of what it accomplished. And I think all of us can agree on that. It's the best X-Men movie, right?
Yeah, of course.
Definitely. By far.
So now number 5. This is my last MCU movie, and it's Avengers Endgame. Now, when I first,
Infinity War didn't make the cut.
yeah, it actually, it did actually was number 10. So, but the reason I put Endgame, and it actually took 2 watches. The first watch, I actually thought it was worse than Infinity War and worse than Winter Soldier also. But after watching the second time, let the mood settle down and you relax a little bit. That's when I realized that this movie actually is everything you could want as a fan of the material. And that third act is the best third act in superhero movie.
Insane.
The third act is the best third act in superhero movie history. Like it's an untouchable third act, I think, right now. And I think Umar summed at this point. I think we might have made it on Twitter, but it really takes 22 movies to give that kind of arc where every single character, if it's someone as small as the Wasp, Man with the Wasp, if anyone to show up, or the Valkyrie, you're like, I know this person. I've been through a movie with this person. It's like everyone means something. So
You're emotionally attached to
and
everybody.
everyone is standing there.
Even
it's
if
like,
slightly, you know,
Yeah, so-
it gives it that much more meaning when you
So
see them. all-
they put the investment in, and then they came through, and that movie was wish fulfillment for any MCU fan, and even regular fans. So that's my 5th movie, and I know it's pacing real out, which means the 4 after are better. So, so Zion, give your 4th now.
All right, my number 4. I'm pretty sure this is gonna be on everybody's list somewhere. The top 5 is on Superman's list already. Spider-Man 2. Easily the most perfect Spider-Man film I think we've ever seen. All the performances are perfect. I think Doc Ock, the villain, he did an amazing job, and it was such a great story about Spider-Man and what it means to be Spider-Man and the responsibility he has and what he has to give up to be the hero. And I think they just did that perfectly, and that's why it's number 4 on my list.
All right.
Number 4 on my list, I got Infinity War.
Infinity War. All right.
The Russo brothers handle all the characters perfectly. Perfectly, I guess.
Yeah, perfect.
And plus, when you were watching at the time, no one expected the Avengers to lose.
Yeah. So they did
Especially
it.
not in that
was great.
fashion.
Yeah, like that.
Just getting dusted. Like,
Yeah, it was that. They basically ate it now.
you guys get that?
Yeah.
Yeah, no one expected Marvel to do that.
Yeah. It was like it was the darkest they ever went with their movies. What's your top 4?
Man of Steel.
All right.
All right.
Man of Steel. which is probably a shock for you guys, but Man of Steel is my fourth. Simply because
I thought one place higher for some reason.
it's better than every other movie I named, in my opinion. I feel like from this point forward, like from Infinity War forward,
Yeah.
this is like different levels. These is like different levels of comic movies. So obviously you have like the greatest hero, but you see him in a very grounded way.
Yeah.
In a way we haven't seen him before.
Yeah.
Probably that's the
Yeah.
reason why a lot of the stuff people
Yeah.
don't like. But because you see him in that way, I feel like, and the story around him and just the whole vision that Zack Snyder had, the start of that vision is
So you're putting context.
Amazing.
You're putting context into it a little
Yeah.
bit of
And
where he was gonna go.
And this is not really we're not ranking our top movies ever. We're ranking what based on what they mean to us. So it's like it's not objectively.
That's a huge factor.
It's
Obviously.
not objectively. Otherwise, not everyone number one would be Dark Knight probably. But if we're going subjectively, it's like we play around with it. All right, that's not bad.
yeah. Man of Steel's cool.
My number 4 is the same as Jan. It's Spider-Man 2. I think Spider-Man, it comes with what you watch when you're a kid. Spider-Man 2 is one of the first theater movies I've ever seen. Very early in the game, it's like 9, 10 years old. And just when you see it, you're like, something special happened. And only a few movies when you come out of it, you're like, yeah, something different happened. And Spider-Man 2 is nothing like it when it came out. Remember, there wasn't a Dark Knight trilogy. It came out the same year as Batman Begins. And the production quality on Spider-Man 2 is so much higher, And it's just, it's wild what they're able to do in 2004 graphics. It still ages well today. You can watch the train sequence of all the kids lifting him up, and it's definitive Spider-Man. Like when you say, yeah, that's
And,
Spider-Man.
I mean, as a New Yorker, we
Yeah.
have a special attachment to it too.
Those 3 movies were very New York heavy. Like new Spider movies, like even like I know like Tom Holland Spider-Man is more Queens heavy. Not obviously Queens, but they don't show New York in the same way that the Spider-Man original trilogy did. So I think definitely that's something. All right, let's go into our top 3. Now we're going to our best of the best.
All right. So, my third favorite / best film that I think is best film, Batman Begins.
Wow.
The absolute perfection of an origin story. That's it. I mean, I think it hit on every possible
Man of
note.
Steel.
Yes, I was going to say something.
Yeah,
Yeah, right.
I was about to say that. I also got the perfection.
Bruce's character development arc is for an origin story is unmatched. I think, like his growth and the way they show what he goes through. I feel like they do it better.
Well,
than
Begins
Man
is
of
on
Steel
all of
does.
our lists, so.
Was it? I don't think it was on his list.
For me, Man of Steel is better paced. It just pays better. Like it's Batman Begins very like
I disagree on that too. Batman Begins, the structure was perfect. The dialogue was some of the best. I mean, obviously it was Goyer and Nolan, right?
Yeah.
And it's just like the perfection origin movie.
alright,
There's nothing more to say about it.
alright, bro.
What's your top 3, boy?
I also got a perfect origin story. That's the
A real one.
There you go. A
Oh,
real one.
That's
nah.
A real one.
Man
Nah.
of Steel is the perfect origin story. I agree, and it's so perfect it's higher on my list. I disagree, but
It's one third for me.
but I agree with Samir. I think it's the perfect introduction to a superhero. Like you see when you see Superman come through, right?
Yeah.
All right. What's your top 3?
Alright, so you guys had 2 origin stories. For me, my third is Endgame. It's a culmination
Oh wow.
of every Avenger. Honestly, like Trust said, like I think the first watch there was some problems I felt like I had like with Thor and Hulk and how they were kind of used. But I feel like it's just that movie is something else, man. And the third act again, like just seeing every single Avenger, and then you seeing Steve Rogers say Avengers assemble, and they all fighting and everything. They're all like just
Yeah.
going for war like that. That to me, nothing can touch that
no,
right
of
now.
course. No,
That to me right now, that's third all time. I didn't even put it first. Like, I'm putting it third, and the last 3 are very like it depends like for me like
On the mood, on the day.
Yeah, it depends on the mood and the day. Like they can kind of 2 and 3 can switch sometimes.
Yeah.
1 can never. I don't think 1 will ever switch, but.
All right. So my third is Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice.
Okay.
Alright.
Someone finally said it.
All right. Oh well, Samir had it on look 6.
Yeah, I had it way down there.
Yeah,
I know,
he
but
does
his
it.
is just,
So my top 3, I have
Nice.
Batman v Superman. I think. Not nice. Open room story.
Oh my god.
oh my god.
Plug it. But that film, I think, is one of those special films that's never been anything like it. There's never going to be anything like it. It's a once in a lifetime film. It comes out.
Because it's so boring. It's
I
not even canon.
We're never gonna get.
that's not it.
We're never gonna get a rated R super movie ever again. Ever. That was it.
It pushed the limit
The
of
fact
what
that it happened one
these
time
characters
is
could do
surprising enough. Yeah.
in this kind
I
of.
mean, it challenged who they are.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's what nuts that
exactly.
movie.
So we're never seeing that again. So the fact that we're never gonna see, like Endgame also, like we're never gonna see Endgame again. Marvel won't do it again.
I mean, I
DC
will,
won't
but
do it
you
again.
guys-
I mean, yeah. I'm saying a movie. I'm saying no company will ever be able to repeat that. And no one will
That's
be
true.
unless Star Wars 9 pulls through.
No,
that's the only way.
no, even Star Wars can't because you have, dude, they had like 30 characters, like 40, 50. How many characters do they have in that one shot?
Yeah, a lot.
Let's say
Like
there's
that
a lot.
level, like 22
Yeah.
films, like Star Wars is 9, right? This
Yeah,
is the
9
ninth one?
films. Yeah, plus the spin
And
off.
it's the specific. It's specific to like the Skywalker saga.
Yeah, one family. Yeah.
Yeah. So
But it's still a culmination film.
it's a combination film. I mean, they could, in theory, I think, if they bring back everybody,
They could make
do
a 5.
something
They
nuts.
could make a 5-star movie. Not something better. And it's the idea, like a culmination of the whole universe being honored. Like Star Wars can do it.
They
DC
could,
can't,
they
but
could,
Star
but
Wars
it
can.
wouldn't be the same as Marvel
Yeah.
because I feel
Just
like
the sheer amount of numbers.
Yeah.
The
the
models-
numbers is a big thing.
Yeah.
All right. That's my 3.
And emotional attachment.
Yeah,
You only
that's
get
true.
these movies 3, 3,
That
3.
too. That too.
I mean, Luke and Ray, like the older
Yeah.
characters, but
Yeah.
like Ray and Kylo Ren are not the same as Iron Man or Tony Stark.
Exactly.
They're not. It's not
You,
the same.
you don't have the same attachment to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Top 2 now.
All right, number 2 is Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice.
All right.
And I mean, we've mentioned all the reasons why it's so high on the list. I agree with Charles in every single point. It's just
Samir doesn't agree, but
Samir doesn't agree. I mean, the way we got to see these heroes, we'll never get to see again, and that in itself makes it special.
yeah. Top 2.
I got Endgame.
That's the highest anyone else put it. Yeah.
I
One
respect
higher than you, 2 higher than me.
I think
hard to
I think I just took BVS, put it like 6, and then everything else is like the same list as yours.
Yeah, I think
It is.
it's similar. So you're 3.
I think our
No, but your
our
2 is-
2 and 1 is
Yeah.
different.
It's just one
Yeah.
spot
Our
off.
2 and 1
Yeah.
is very good.
Yeah. So 2 is Endgame, huh? Best MCU movie by far.
Yeah.
Do you think the MCU itself can even get better than that, or that was it? Like it peaked already.
Nah, they peaked.
So you think when X-Men and
No.
even Wolverine shows
No,
up
don't use it.
and they're fighting Doctor Doom
Don't do it.
in
Don't
Avengers
say
5 or whatever?
Avengers 5 is gonna be like, look at the Avengers roster. I think now it's gonna be Spider-Man, Captain Marvel, Doctor Strange,
Panther.
Black Panther, and then that's it. That's their new roster. That's the new Avengers. You know, that's not bad. That's not bad. Logan is not a bad roster. You know, you're actually more powerful than the other one.
Yeah,
Captain
but-
Marvel, Doctor Strange alone running it plus Spider-Man and Black Panther. That's a
Thing is, Iron Man, Captain America's arcs are so good it won't be the same.
yeah. But you need trilogies each, and now you got Thor and the other thing, right? All right, so we're hitting our top 2. We're gonna wrap up. Let's go.
All right.
We're gonna little
This is the one that you guys are not gonna like. Alright.
I
I know you won't like it, John, but
Oh no.
The Dark Knight is too.
Oh,
And I think I'm
my
showing
God.
my cards with one, but
Blasphemy.
The Dark Knight, let me say this very clearly. The Dark Knight is the greatest comic book movie. Technically, it's the greatest comic book movie ever. Like the way it's made, the story, no plot holes, nothing.
I agree.
It's the greatest comic movie ever made. But for me, what's one for me is one for a very specific reason, and you can't. For me, it did something that it did exactly what a superhero movie should do, which Dark Knight for me did not.
But we didn't get the one yet. So.
Exactly.
All right. My two is The Dark Knight. Just like Omar. Dark Knight. I think again, objectively, Dark Knight in terms of quality, in terms of what it's trying to do, the writing, cinematography, score, everything is great on it. But right now, it's number 2 for me. So that's all number 2s. Let's get our number 1 movies and let's end this right away.
All right, number 1, obvious, the perfect comic book in history, The Dark Knight. It has absolute like Endgame has everything Marvel fan would want. For me, Dark Knight had everything of Batman wanted, everything. You know, it was perfect in absolutely every single way. All right, and like there's nothing more to say about it because it was just too perfect. There wasn't not a second of the movie had any fault. And like I can't think of any other movie and any other superhero movie that's like that.
All right. So number 1.
I got the Dark Knight also.
All right.
Same thing,
Same
same
reasons.
reasons, yeah.
All right. So Dark Knight number 1. Comic of all time.
Batman v Superman.
Batman v Superman.
Yeah, Batman v Superman is number 1 for me. For the simple fact that, like growing up, like a superhero movie should, like a superhero movie, not should, but like for me, in my opinion, like subjectively, a superhero movie should give people hope, you know,
Yeah.
because that is what a superhero is supposed to do.
Yeah.
It's provide hope to people.
Did BBS give you hope?
Yeah.
Well, Beavis,
So
hopeful. Beavis is about these great heroes at their lowest and then
And they rise
back
up. Yeah.
You know, it's about like redemption, like Batman's redemption.
and for me, Batman's
Super
arc,
sacrifice.
Batman's arc, like going from like basically losing himself and then finding himself again.
I wonder what his
That's-
arc would have been after.
Batman's one movie.
Alright, so.
So BBS number one.
Alright.
Batman's one movie arc is better than her.
Alright, so, alright, my number one comes from all time, Man of Steel. And again, we're talking about subjectively what
Big
means
surprise.
most. Man of Steel is the perfect origin story, like he said. I think the writing on that movie is really strong. Same writer as the Dark Knight trilogy. Christopher Nolan did the story. Man of Steel is literally, if Christopher Nolan and Zack Snyder made a movie, it's Man of Steel. Nolan's story, Nolan writing, Snyder directing. You know, and plus Hans Zimmer, that's Man of Steel. You have the best of both worlds. You have the two best comic movie directors on one movie. That's how sick it is. So I'm saying like that can't be talked.
I gotta show everybody from
Yeah,
I
so
like this now.
is that you combine the Dark Knight with Batman v Superman, Man of Steel.
So what I'm saying is, I just like the full Snyder.
I don't know. You like Snyder 100%. I like half Snyder, half Nolan.
I'm saying Nolan's better,
I'm saying the
but
both.
for this,
You know,
bigger, like a
and-
bigger.
Man of Steel for me, I feel like you said, you like that it's like a mix between the two styles. I feel like if it was either one of them doing their 100%, it'll be better.
Just Nolan
If
Superman
I
movie.
just Nolan Superman movie or just Snyder Superman movie.
But then that's what Batman v Superman. It's just Snyder Batman. Just
Well,
Snyder.
that's why I have Batman Superman higher on my list.
Alright, that's what I was lit.
I mean, you had Nolan as number one.
Yeah.
I
Number
had
one and
BBS.
three.
I had BBS as number one.
Yeah.
He had the middle of both worlds, and you had TV
Yeah.
as well.
But really, yeah, Dark Knight, Snyder. So I
So
appreciate
we have that.
Yeah.
In my top 5, I had my top 3 were DC. 3 of them featured Batman.
But if Endgame, I'll be honest, if Endgame did Thor a different way, and Hulk kind of was a little different too, if they tweaked them a little bit,
Yeah.
honestly, I'm not gonna lie, like Endgame would, like it would
have a shot.
It would have a shot.
I'm gonna make an amendment right now to my list.
What's your amendment?
I'm going to switch Infinity War and Endgame. Endgame is higher.
Alright.
Because you're right, I'm hearing what you're saying,
Alright.
and
It's making sense.
it's just like Endgame was something else.
Alright. So that's 10 films in now. We give our top 10 comic book films. And
I think it was rough.
yeah, it was rough,
Maybe
but we
went
worked right through it. You know, we did it over some waffles. The mood was good, you know, and this was fun, guys. You know, this week was fun. We did the hospital event. We
Tribeca Film Festival.
Tribeca Film Festival.
Yeah.
We saw Endgame together, you know, as a group, twice, yeah. So we did some good stuff this trip, and I know comic book debate means a lot to all 4 of us, and we built something together as brothers, and hopefully as time goes by, we keep growing it, keep putting our time into it, and no matter where our lives take us, we keep one hand on the comic book debate wheel and see where it goes. All right, let's keep it going. Thanks, guys.